Did you know that the ancient Stoics believed that mastering your energy could not only shape your mindset, but also transform the very fabric of your life? In the whirlwind of today's fast-paced world, finding ways to harness and direct our energy is not just important, it is vital. In this video, we'll explore specific strategies that can sharpen your mental clarity, fuel your productivity, and elevate your overall well-being. These are methods I have personally tested and woven into the tapestry of my daily life, yielding profound shifts along the way. So sit back, relax, and let us embark on a journey into these transformative insights. If you find value in what we're exploring here, all I ask in return is that you tap that subscribe button. Stick around as I share not just actionable steps, but personal stories that bring these practices to life. Without further ado, let's dive into the profound art of mastering your energy through the lens of timeless Stoic wisdom. Have you ever paused to consider what influences your energy each day? Think of the books you read, the music that stirs your soul, even the conversations you engage in. These are the quiet forces that shape our being. This is the power of selective learning, a process not of simply filtering out the noise, but consciously choosing what feeds our spirit, aligns with our values, and nurtures our energy. This approach is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, which teaches us to channel our focus toward that which is within our control, toward what nourishes our growth. Let me share a personal story. Once I embarked on a quest to declutter not just my physical space but also my mental landscape. This wasn't simply about shedding old possessions, it was about refining the flow of information entering my mind. Drawing inspiration from Marcus Aurelius, who famously said, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." I began questioning every piece of information I consumed. Does this serve me? Does it align with my goals? Is it leading me toward becoming a better version of myself? This wasn't about elitism or dismissing valuable knowledge. It was about ensuring that everything I consumed was in harmony with the path I wanted to tread. I shifted from mindlessly listening to the trending podcasts of the moment to choosing ones that nurtured my personal growth. Those podcasts no longer served merely to fill the silence during a long drive. They transformed my commutes into sacred spaces for learning and reflection. And what about the company we keep? The Stoics teach us to surround ourselves with people whose actions mirror the values we wish to embody. Following this guidance, I began cultivating relationships with mentors and peers whose lives reflected their unwavering commitment to ethical living and purposeful achievement. They weren't the loudest voices or the most recognized in the public sphere, but they were the ones who truly lived by their principles. Being selective also extends to the information we consume in a world drowning in data. I've adopted a practice of scrutinizing every source for its credibility, integrity, and alignment with Stoic virtues like wisdom, justice, temperance, and courage. This discerning lens helps me make decisions rooted not in fleeting trends, but in timeless principles. I encourage you to examine your own inputs, the ideas you embrace, the voices you allow into your world, the philosophies that shape your thinking. Are they contributing to a virtuous life? Are they enhancing your energy in a way that allows you to not just manage it, but to truly master it? Remember, each piece of information you consume subtly shapes your character and ultimately your destiny. In the marathon of life, the path is rarely straight, and obstacles are as inevitable as the changing seasons. The Stoic perspective on this is both profound and enlightening. At its core, Stoicism teaches us that life is about endurance, not merely enduring hardship, but embracing it as an essential part of achieving anything worthwhile. Stoicism does not promise a life free from struggles. Rather, it offers a roadmap to maintain inner peace and resilience in the face of life's inevitable ups and downs. Consider the metaphor of a marathon. A marathon runner doesn't sprint from the start line. They pace themselves, manage their energy, and most importantly, they keep moving forward, mile after mile. Similarly in life, Stoicism teaches us the importance of pacing ourselves, conserving our personal energy, and enduring through hardships. It's not the speed at which we move that matters most, but our persistence and commitment to continue, no matter the pace. Let's bring this closer to home with a practical example. Think about any long-term project you've undertaken, perhaps earning a degree, climbing the career ladder, or building a meaningful relationship. These are not sprints, they are marathons. There are moments of fatigue, doubt, and the temptation to quit. But this is where Stoic endurance truly shines. It's about recognizing that these challenges are not roadblocks. They are part of the journey. As Seneca wisely put it, it is not the absence of challenges that makes us successful, but our response to them. This shift in perspective changes how we approach our personal and professional lives. Instead of expecting a smooth ride, we prepare ourselves for a journey with varied terrain. We learn to conserve our energy, use our resources wisely, and remain steadfast in our commitments. Just as marathon runners have strategies to cope with physical exhaustion, we, too, can develop mental strategies to handle psychological stress. Daily practices like meditation or journaling can become our training ground for long-term challenges. Enduring through a marathon isn't just about physical stamina, it requires a mental game of equal strength. This aligns with the Stoic practice of focusing on what we can control: our thoughts, our reactions, and our attitudes. Just as a runner focuses on their breathing and stride, ignoring the distractions of cheering crowds or other runners, we too can focus on our actions and responses, undistracted by the chaos around us. In embracing the Stoic marathon mindset, we come to appreciate the journey itself, not just the destination. There is beauty in the struggle, growth in the challenge, and joy in perseverance. It doesn't mean we forgo winning, but rather that we understand that every step, every breath, every moment of persistence is its own victory. The concept of the marathon, deeply ingrained in Stoic philosophy, is a powerful metaphor we can apply to almost every aspect of our lives. It's not just about enduring adversity, but also about the steady, disciplined pursuit of our goals. Whether it's in personal development, career advancement, or nurturing relationships, the marathon is a reminder that worthwhile achievements require time, patience, and consistent effort. Let's say you're starting a new business. The excitement at the beginning may feel like the surge of adrenaline at the start of a race. High energy, cheering crowds, and limitless potential. But as the race progresses, the crowds thin, the cheers fade, and you find yourself on a long, quiet stretch of road. This is where the true essence of the marathon reveals itself. It's about maintaining your pace when the initial thrill has waned. It's about committing to your business plan, refining your strategies, and persistently overcoming the obstacles that arise. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control: our response to market trends, our adaptability to economic shifts, and to keep moving forward with unwavering determination. Consider personal fitness as another example. Achieving a fitness goal is a marathon, not a sprint. It's not about extreme diets or intense workout regimens. It's about cultivating sustainable habits over time. The Stoic approach here is to set realistic, achievable goals and persist through the daily discipline of choosing healthier meals and committing to regular activity. The key is not to be discouraged by fluctuations in weight or performance, but to maintain equanimity, an even-tempered approach that doesn't waver with the highs or lows. The marathon concept extends into our relationships as well. Whether with friends, family, or partners, relationships are long-term commitments that require patience, understanding, and continuous effort. They ask us to accept flaws, both in others and ourselves, to communicate effectively, and to grow together through life's many experiences. Stoicism teaches us that not every disagreement needs to become a conflict, and not every conflict needs to spiral into a crisis. It's about the long-term view, building and nurturing strong bonds through consistent care, mutual respect, and understanding. In all of these aspects, one Stoic principle stands as our anchor: perseverance. It's about not being swayed by temporary setbacks or fleeting successes, but remaining steadfast in our path, much like a marathon runner who adjusts their stride to match the terrain, but keeps their eyes fixed on the distant horizon. We, too, must adjust our methods, fine-tune our strategies, and stay committed to our larger goals. The marathon teaches us to think long-term, to act with purpose, and to live with intention. Every worthwhile achievement requires time, patience, and persistent effort. Whether it's a personal goal, a professional endeavor, or a relationship, applying Stoic philosophy helps us navigate life with wisdom, resilience, and integrity. This Stoic practice is not about predicting the future, but rather preparing for it in a way that is aligned with the virtues and principles we hold dear. It is a practice that fortifies us against the ebb and flow of fleeting emotions and external pressures. Picture yourself standing at the threshold of a life-altering decision, perhaps a career change or a move to a new city. Such moments are often accompanied by a tidal wave of doubt. What if it all goes wrong? What if I regret my choice? This is where the art of Stoic planning steps in. It asks us to step back, not from a place of fear, but from a place of wisdom. We examine the situation with clear eyes. What are the true risks? What benefits could lie ahead? Stoicism invites us to break down our decisions into manageable parts, to see them through the lens of reason rather than emotion. For instance, when I was contemplating a major career shift, the uncertainty was overwhelming. Instead of succumbing to doubt, I turned to Stoic planning. I listed all possible outcomes, both favorable and unfavorable, and crafted a plan for each. I asked myself, what is the worst that can happen, and how can I prepare for it? This structured approach transformed abstract fears into concrete steps I could manage. It wasn't merely about mitigating risks, but strengthening my resolve by preparing for every conceivable challenge. Moreover, Stoic planning is about setting achievable goals and creating a roadmap to reach them. This process itself is therapeutic. It shifts our focus away from anxiety over what might go wrong and toward purposeful action in making things right. If your goal is to attain financial stability, Stoic planning would have you set a clear budget, cut unnecessary expenses, and perhaps seek new sources of income. Each step is clear, achievable, and grounded in practicality. Equally important is preparing for emotional responses. Stoics understand that even the best-laid plans can lead to unforeseen outcomes. Therefore, we ready ourselves mentally to face disappointment or setbacks. Through practices like negative visualization, where we mentally rehearse the worst-case scenario, we cultivate resilience. This exercise may sound pessimistic, but it builds emotional fortitude, allowing us to remain unshaken should the worst occur. Additionally, Stoic planning encourages flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and our plans must be dynamic enough to adjust to new circumstances. This adaptability is a cornerstone of Stoic virtue, enabling us to maintain our composure and sense of purpose even as external conditions change. Stoic persistence is another key virtue, one that truly emerges when we face the trials and tribulations of daily life. Stoic persistence isn't about stubbornly gritting our teeth. It's about staying the course even in the face of adversity, with an understanding of the deeper purpose behind our actions. Picture working on a long-term project, something close to your heart, perhaps writing a book. In the beginning, excitement propels you forward, and the words flow freely. But as time passes, you hit roadblocks, writer's block, criticism, or distractions. This is where Stoic persistence proves invaluable. It isn't about forcing progress, but about returning to your work day after day, realigning with your goal, and remembering why it matters. This form of persistence is deeply philosophical. It draws from the Stoic belief that our actions must be purposeful, aligned with our virtues. As you persist, you embody the virtues of discipline, resilience, and courage, qualities not just abstract but practical, guiding your every action. Discipline helps you stick to a daily writing routine. Resilience allows you to recover from setbacks. Courage lets you share your work, despite the fear of judgment. Moreover, Stoic persistence teaches us to focus on the process rather than the outcome. Consider training for a marathon. If you focus solely on the finish line, the journey becomes daunting. But when you focus on each run, each step, and find joy in your growing endurance, the process itself becomes fulfilling. It's not about the finish line. It's the steady persistence that makes the journey rewarding. This philosophy can also be applied to personal struggles, whether navigating a tough job, a challenging relationship, or health issues. The Stoic approach is not merely about enduring, but actively engaging with the situation with wisdom and virtue. We ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? How can I grow through this? By doing so, obstacles become opportunities to reinforce our character and deepen our understanding of life. And remember, Stoic persistence is not a solitary journey. While Stoicism teaches self-reliance, it also values community and support. By sharing our struggles, seeking advice, and learning from others, we strengthen not only our own resilience, but also contribute to the resilience of those around us. Reflection, through the lens of Stoic principles, offers us a transformative perspective on integrity and self-leadership. This reflection is not a passive activity, but an active, purposeful practice that shapes how we view ourselves and how we engage with the world. Stoicism teaches us that integrity is not just about honesty or moral uprightness, it's about consistency, aligning what we believe, say, and do. Imagine the pressures of a typical day with temptations to take shortcuts or make compromises. This is where Stoic reflection becomes invaluable. It gives us the space to pause and ask, am I acting in accordance with my principles? Am I treating others as I would wish to be treated? It's not about striving for perfection, but about striving for congruence, ensuring our actions align with our values. This type of reflection also emphasizes self-leadership, leading oneself with the same dedication and discipline as one would lead others. It's about self-regulation and self-motivation. Consider the discipline required to maintain healthy habits or steadily work toward personal goals. Every choice to wake early for a run or to opt for a nourishing meal is an exercise in self-leadership. It's about choosing what may not bring immediate gratification, but serves us in the long run. Moreover, Stoic reflection encourages us to be mindful of our emotional responses. Stoics emphasize controlling reactions to external circumstances. When faced with stress, whether at work or in personal relationships, the practice of reflecting on our responses helps us remain composed and thoughtful rather than reactive. We learn to ask, is my response proportional to the situation? Am I letting external factors dictate my mood and behavior? This mindful awareness is a form of self-leadership, placing us in control of our inner state, not the circumstances. Stoic reflection also nurtures personal accountability. It reminds us that while we cannot control external events, we have full dominion over our values and commitments. Reflecting on our actions and their alignment with Stoic virtues, wisdom, justice, courage, moderation, helps us take stock of our moral and ethical framework. This daily inventory ensures that we live in a way that brings personal fulfillment and positively impacts those around us. As we practice these reflections, we not only reaffirm our commitment to living virtuously, but also enhance our ability to lead ourselves with integrity. We become role models, not through preaching virtues, but by embodying them. Each act of reflection deepens our understanding and our capacity to apply Stoic principles to modern life. As we conclude our discussion today, let us remember that Stoicism is not a quick fix, but a philosophy for the long journey of life. It teaches us to see each experience, challenge, and decision as part of a broader narrative that shapes who we are and who we will become. This perspective helps us rise above the immediacy of desires and discomforts, focusing instead on enduring principles and lasting fulfillment. In embracing this long-term view, we are reminded that patience is a virtue and that life is a continuous thread of experiences. By adopting this view, daily hurdles lose their power over us. We are no longer simply reacting to life as it happens, but actively weaving a tapestry of purpose, with each challenge adding depth and meaning to the fabric of our journey. In the Stoic view, success is not measured solely by the outcome, but by the way we pursue our goals and handle setbacks. By focusing on the long-term journey, we learn not to be overly elated by success or unduly disheartened by failure. Each step, each moment, is an opportunity to practice virtue, to grow, and to refine our character. This approach encourages humility, reminding us that wisdom is not a destination but a continuous evolution, gained through reflection and experience. As we embrace this journey, we recognize that wisdom deepens as we engage with the world, adapting and learning from our experiences. And in this journey, we also embrace what we can control and release the rest. This is not resignation, it is empowerment. It frees us from the burden of trying to control the uncontrollable, allowing us to focus our energy on what enriches our lives and the lives of others. In practical terms, this means investing in relationships that nourish us, pursuing careers aligned with our values, and dedicating ourselves to causes that resonate deeply. Each choice is a brick in the foundation of a life well lived, a life that reflects our deepest convictions and highest aspirations. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of Stoic principles. The journey is long, but every step is an opportunity to reinforce who we are and what we stand for. Let us continue to build, learn, and grow together. If you found this discussion enriching, I invite you to explore the suggested videos to dive deeper into Stoicism.